What's going on, everyone? My name is BoIt, and I am back with some more Age of Titans action. Spawning in the top of the map in the red color playing set is TheMista. His opponent today playing set as well. This is a mirror matchup. He's AoL's Berserker. This is the map Alfheim, and we do see a fair amount of fun on this map. Couple of announcements to say right now. An apology to start off with. My hard drive died and I was unable to get out any recorded games, any shoutcasts for a little bit. I did have to send that off to the manufacturer. Hopefully I'm going to get that back. I'm currently using my laptop's hard drive, which I chucked into my computer so I can still cast, which is a good thing, I might add you. Yeah, so that's about that. That's why there hasn't been any shoutcasts lately. Hopefully this one will make up for it. What else can I say? There is going to be a possibility, don't get your hopes up too high, that this summer is going to be big. There's going to be an Age of Titans tournaments, Age of Mythology tournaments, Age of Titans deathmatch tournaments. There's going to be one daily tournament. It's going to be massive. So if you were thinking about picking this game back up, even if you're a noob, I'm sure that I might be able to scrounge together some money for you to run a tube tournament. So definitely get on board, definitely pick this game back up if you've been thinking about it. It's going to be massive. Get onto Voobly, get onto Game Ranger, whichever platform you want to use. Visit RTS Sanctuary, keep up to date with the news that pops up on that. There's been new, next announcements, there's been replacement staff at RTS Sanctuary. Taff, one of the Voobly head moderators, has joined, and really good things are happening. So we do see a little bit of sneaky behaviour here as TheMista manages to get a wolf out to stop AoL's Berserker from getting any of these wolves. Really nice play there by Mista. Anyway, back to this discussion of what's actually going on in Age of Titans. It's really, really cool. Taff is the new admin of RTS Sanctuary, so there's new powers that can be happening. He's very active and he's very enthusiastic. He's been doing this since about like 1998 or 99 or something like that. So he has been around forever. There's been a couple of new staff members added. There's been game reviewers, there's been actual staff RTS Sanctuary, so stuff is basically happening. It's really good to see. I've also been made staff, haha, yay! But my involvement's basically just going to be on the Voobly side of things. I'm going to be attempting to host some of these tournaments and basically make Age of Titans rich, competitive, fun, and just great for everyone. Finding numerous recorded games for people to watch and just get everyone back into this game. Anyway, let's talk about the game at the moment. What just happened there? Well, it looked like Mista sent his hyena and his priest and his pharaoh down to disrupt this wolf pile. I think he did cast vision on this spot, so he saw what Berserker was doing. So he made a really, really smart decision there. Managed to get this wolf pack for Berserker getting nothing. He still hasn't actually converted at animals, so Mista is like miles ahead right now in terms of scouting information and map control, and basically Berserker can't really get anything. So he's going to be back on the back foot just because he doesn't have any animals to get to convert. Where is it? We do see another 3 wolves there. So basically, Mista's going to have 6 wolves to Berserker's none, basically. And we do see that Berserker did manage to get 1 cow. I don't know if Mista's going to be able to get that back. I don't think it will. So regardless, I think this game is slightly in Mista's favour at the moment. We do have to note, however, that Berserker's position is a very defendable, so him having a little bit of a rough early game is not going to be a problem for him in the slightest. He has this town centre, which is quite close, this town centre, which is Mista's town centre, which can operate as a trade, a swapsies. If Mista decides to play in a Migdol like here, Berserker can simply just run up here, grab that town centre, grab a Migdol here, and then he's got like this nice choke here that he can defend at. And this map is just basically really, really good for Berserker. Mista, on the other hand, well, he's got a nice back gold mine, so if Berserker does manage to overcome any early pressure that Mista puts on and start putting his own pressure, Mista can basically fall back onto that gold mine. But, that being said, his town centre that's a bad spot for his town centre to be. That's also a bad spot, like if he wants to take that town centre, it's pretty bad. So basically, in terms of what has to happen here, Mista had to get that map control in order to make this game relatively balanced. So he's got the map control, he's going to be able to grab this town centre, and I think that's the correct decision. Allow Berserker to get this town centre and start playing like that. These players are too good at micro and macro to make like sort of decisions. And we see Berserker going through through Tar, I don't know, whatever. Mista is also going through Tar. They're both hitting the classical age at 440-ish, and I think this is an important thing to note with Set. Ever since Magyar came back, Set has been faster. It's basically the new Kronos in terms of rushing, in my opinion. Basically because Shifting Sands is so potent, and if you can use it correctly, you just get such a strong advantage. Like, the earlier you use it, the earlier you kill 3 villages, the stronger it is. So both players advancing through Patar. Basically this means that if one person decides to use Shifting Sands on the villagers and uses them any close to his own villagers, then he sort of risks getting Shifted Sands back to his own enemy base and losing villagers and not killing any villagers. So you don't really want to use Shifting Sands on all this thing. So Berserker with barracks, and we do see an armory going up for Mista. So we're going to see a fast heroic versus probably a semi-fast heroic from Berserker. I wouldn't expect to see anything different from him. If we look at Berserker's point of view, he does have 2 villagers on wood. He's just grabbing a pickaxe and he is producing a bunch of spearmen. Now, I can understand where he's coming from with this build, but I mean, he wants to get the map control. He wants to get that town center. But spearmen are probably the wrong way to do it. They're really strong against siege towers, don't get me wrong, so what Berserker can do is start getting slings out there. He's got a couple of spearmen, he can use them to pick off the siege towers. We just see a little bit of a raid. You're going to be able to pick off one of those villages for Mr. Berserker, going to be hurting a little bit right there. So, as I was saying, Berserker choosing to do this strategy here. He's not producing any more units. He's still producing villages to food. He's not got enough villages on wood to start making slingers. Mista, on the other hand, is probably almost in the heroic age. Yes, he almost has the resources on one more villager and he will be advancing. So basically, what Berserk is trying to do here is just get the map control, prevent a forward Migdol from the Mista. He doesn't want one here, he doesn't want one over here. What's going to happen is, it might be a little bit of an animal fight or a skirmish or something like that. But realistically, chariots and siege towers are going to overrun this army. So once, and a couple of really strong hits on that Wadget, he's going to get away and get healed straight back up. But basically what's going to happen is Mista's going to be able to produce a bunch of chariot archers and then really put the pain onto Berserker's little army here. So I don't feel like either player is in a bad position. I feel like both strategies are correct in terms of what happened. Mista did have the early game map control with that early animal army. However, he didn't really use it, and Berserker managed to get that map control back. So I think that's really good play by Berserker, and not bad play by Mista by any stretch of the imagination. He still definitely has the edge in terms of tech and in terms of like his army, what his army composition is going to be. If we get back over to Berserker's point of view, we do see, exactly what I said. He's a semi-fast heroic. He's going to be hitting the heroic age probably about 9 minutes 30-ish, and he's going to be going from there. Berserker. And that is something I really want to note. Berserker's not using auto queues, so everything. It's so much respect for players who do this. Auto queue, in my opinion. It's not really an opinion, it's kind of a fact. It just makes the game a little less skill based, and if you can win players who are using auto queue without you using auto queue, then that's just a little bit of a pat on the back for yourself. You're really outskilling your opponent. You've out-macroed them, and all that junk. So yeah, I think Berserker did hit 2k without using auto queue as well. But as we do see, he is missing a couple of villages. He didn't really miss one there. He wanted to get to the heroic age. So we do see about 9:30, as I said, he's going to be hitting the heroic age. We do see the Migdol up. He's getting that gold mine happening, and he's starting to pump out those chariot archers. So we do see like 9 or 8 villages on wood. So he's going to be able to pump those out very quickly, and he's going to be wanting to get out some of those siege towers that we do see of Siege Workshop getting up as well. So all in all, this game is playing out fairly standardly for both players. No real engagements, no real fun times as of yet. There's been some sneaky play which hasn't really gone either way in terms of advantages. Berserker a little bit behind on tech, and he's going to be falling behind on population. So we do see Mista is sitting on 96 to AoLBerserker's 68. So in terms of what can happen now, Berserker's going to be in a little bit of a hard spot. He's actually going to have to give up this location, which is fine because he gained that location through his early pressure. So I think it's just going to even out, basically. Mista's going to have to spend time getting this, which is going to allow Berserker to get his army back up, use his tech, and basically all that cool junk. Unless he decides to fight, which would be a fairly poor choice. But as we do see a Scorpion Man getting picked off, and now he just needs to run away. Trade a Scorpion Man for a nice shifting stance right there. It's picking off a bunch of these units here, and shifting stance right back to his base. And we do see the pressure being put right back on here. I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think that Mista or Berserker should be fighting here. I really think that Berserker should just retreat there and let that Ancestors pop up, come back to this location, really defend. There's no siege for Mista, so Berserker's basically in a fine spot where he can just keep playing. And we do see, as a result, Berserker's been able to push back. He had a really nice choke there, he had all his animals here, and Mista's going to have to run back, and he's not going to be able to get that settlement up. So that's a waste of Ancestors right there. And basically, from this point, I feel like Berserker's got a very, very nice time here. That he's going to have a very nice time here in order to get this town center. But Mista, however, still a little bit ahead on the population. He does have a Wadget sitting back here for no apparent reason. And well, basically, we're going to have to see some sneaky shenanigans by Mista in order for him to really get that location under control. I do think with solid micro, he could pick off these units. I don't understand why he's not hit and running with these chariot archers. The best way to play this matchup with classical army versus heroic army is the hit and run strategy. Chariots have 20 range to the slinger 16 range, so they can hit and they can run. They're also faster, so like basically chariots are invincible against slingers if you micro it correctly, and that's basically it. We do need to see some town centers getting grabbed here. It's a little bit of a joke. We do see the town center going up here. It is 11 minutes actually, so it's not. It's actually quite fine. I don't know what I'm talking about. I am the biggest noob known to man. Anyways, I don't think that Berserker's going to be able to hold this position. He's got a fairly strong classical army here. However, as I said, with some nice micro, which we do see that some of Mista's units have died here. With some really strong micro, it's going to force Berserker out of his position. Mista does have this siege tower, which is going to be able to soak up a lot of damage from actually everything which Berserker has. If Berserker chooses to use the Spearmen, then they'll pretty much just melt straight away, and then he'll have to just use the Slingers, and basically they're not going to be able to kill a siege tower. They have to be focusing down the Chariots, and the Chariots can just micro themselves. So we do see, actually it's down 2 town centers to 1 town center, Mista taking the initiative. Berserker's got the 500 gold, but he doesn't have the food yet to get that town center. He's got a couple of villages idle over here, going to have to move them up onto that gold mine. A little bit of a poor placement of a mining camp there, and he has to really adjust those villages right there. They're a little bit out of place and not being as optimal as possible. Berserker also throwing away a couple of spearmen right there for no apparent reason. Had them on the incorrect waypoint. He wasn't happy about that one, I'm sure. We do see the giraffe fighting the priest as he just dawdles away. It's like, I'm not scared. I'm not scared of you. You don't know what I got. He turns around and tries to convert it. I don't actually think I've ever seen that in the game. I don't think I've ever seen a priest convert a animal of set. I don't think it's ever happened in a game that I've seen. Challenge. If you can play a set versus set game and convert an enemy animal of set, I will give you a shout out and a cookie. The cookie will be digital. I am not planning on sending a cookie in the mail, but that is what's going to happen. And I will shoutcast again. So you send me that recorded game, or link me a recorded game that happened, and it will be really cool. I'll be happy, and you'll be happy, and everyone else will be happy. And we do see that Mista tried to drop a Migdal stronghold and was denied by Berserker. Berserker continuing to stick with this slinger-based army as he starts to produce some of these cavalry. Basically, what cavalry are in this matchup is they aren't actually damage dealers by any stretch of the imagination. They don't do anything. They have poor pathfinding, and basically they're really bad. But if we look at them, and we see they have a speed of 6. Now that's massive, and as we know, any unit which has a speed of 5.5 or over is actually invincible. It's funnily enough, they're actually invincible. Basically, they dodge arrows, and that's why you build them. You build 2 or 3 cavalry archers, and you just send them in the front and you just run them back and forth. That's what you do. It's the best way to use them, and then the rest of your army can just be chariot archers. And as what you have to do as both players to counteract the micro is to basically focus fire onto enemy chariots. If you're playing AoLBerserker, what you can do is you can actually garrison your chariot archers into the siege towers, which is really nifty, and that actually breaks the shift clicking. If you have a micro, let me move over to Mista's point of view. If you have a micro like this, you grab your chariot archers and you hold shift and click like this. If you then, as the other player, if you then garrison that unit into the siege tower, it breaks their shift click cycle and they focus fire the closest unit. Interesting fact for you. The other way to play it is to simply run that unit back and force them to come closer, which is really what you want to be doing, especially with slingers in your army, because the slingers have such a hard time with doing anything. You see that the micro happening right now, as you see the hit and run. You actually look at that. They're focusing, firing that cavalry, and look how many. That's like 5 bullies. Unfortunately, Berserker. Oh no, we still got him alive. Look at that. Oh, 6 bullies from how many chariots? 18 chariots right there. That's massive. So it's basically he just paid for himself. Like he picked off a chariot archer for himself, or 2 or 3. But basically that's some really strong micro by Berserker. Basically Berserker has the opportunity here to continue this fight here and grab a town center in the back. If he can manage to do that, he's going to be seen quite pretty. Oh, that's a really strong raid right there. Berserker needs to be aware of that and move those villagers back, but he's too focused over here. He's trying to be microing onto these chariot archers. I don't know what's worth more, if Mista not microing these chariot archers, or actually he didn't lose that many. It's not even that bad. He lost a couple of villages, but it wasn't that bad. I think if he moved those villages back onto that barrack forest, it would be much more smart than building a lumber camp for one pine tree. It was good to see. Berserker now pushing Mista back out. I think Mista was a little bit too focused over here on that little raid. What he could have done was set them over there and set them onto stands, and then they would have been able to keep on firing without moving. So interesting tactics you can use, I think. Mista, I just want to check upgrades. We got shaft mine, we have Shadov, and we have hand axe. As for Berserker, he's actually a little bit behind, doesn't have Shadov, doesn't have shaft mine. So that's basically why Mista's ahead. I believe currently that Berserker is winning in terms of his control and military. So I'm gonna have to give the edge at the current moment to Berserker, who's just a little bit in front. And we do see that some of these mercenary cavalry are coming in here. They're going to be used to pick off those siege towers or something of the sort. We do see again Berserker being really indecisive with those villages. I don't know why he really wanted to. I can't explain why he was choosing to gather wood from here, apart from it's really close to the town center. So I just want to. Oh no. Okay. Berserker hasn't seen this gold mine over here. Oh dear. Oh dear. And he didn't see that there was a gap. That's going to be really bad. If we watch this raid's going to come right on through. He's going to sneak around here. All these villages are going to die. I'm calling it right now. Can I check his view lock? No, I can't. I don't think he's going to have seen it. Oh, he's reacting with the chariots. I don't think it's going to be enough chariots. What can he do to prevent this though? Like, they're both sitting on 130 supply. He's actually splitting these chariots up. So, nice reaction by Berserker. He's going to be able to probably save most of these villages. He's going to lose a couple though. And he's going to continue to hold this position here. And if he can hold this position here, as we do see more and more villages dying. Why don't... Never do this. This is a rule that I have. If the enemy unit which is raiding you is ranged, don't melee fight. If it's not, then you can melee fight. Okay, that's a rule. I want you to stick to that rule because Basically, they just guide you nuts. It's ridiculous. A little bit of mini marketing here just to make sure that this fight is won. I don't think Mista cares quite much about this fight. He's really more focused over here as you start to see Royal Elephants coming out and all that other junk that does actually happen when you play Egyptian. Yeah, I'm making perfect sense, right? You do see a lot of priests out for Berserker though. It's a little bit confusing. I don't quite understand why he needs so many priests, but I'm sure he has some form of reason for it. But now what he's going to be running into is this issue against war elephants against priests, which is not good, and he does have to relocate those chariots. But again, all we have to see for Berserker is him to hold. If he can hold this, get that town center up, and then yeah, just do the good stuff, then it's going to be good. Okay, at this point, they can be used to sort of kill off the royal elephants, but again, they don't really do much damage. You really need to be looking towards spearmen or your own royal elephants to combat this. But we do see mercenary cavalry coming in here to really help with this push here. Mista really knows that we can't be pushing him and win in this fight, and he's not going to be able to get this town center down, because he's going to be down by a fair amount of population. We see both players though really struggling to keep up their population. We do see that finally that town center getting up, and he starts to produce some more villages. And yeah, but what's happening is Berserker's got so many damage to deal with, but these war elephants that are still here, and they keep pumping in more, they're still soaking up the damage, and there's really nothing that Berserker can do to stop them from being so effective at this moment in time, because he doesn't have enough villages on the farms, he doesn't have Shadoof, and he doesn't have irrigation, whereas Mista on the other hand, he has all of those up. Ah, damn it. I was really hoping that he would have a bunch of upgrades so I could prove a point, but no, he's investing all of his resources into army so that he can make this push. And we do see that Berserker has some of these villages over here to pick off some of these siege towers and the siege workshop to die. We do have to note that, well, Mista's really making a very strong push. He doesn't have the gold, however, to keep it up. He's got 37 villages on gold, and he's got markets going. I don't think he's actually produced any. No, he doesn't have any trade yet because he doesn't have the population to support it. As he starts to trade now, because he expects, because I expect that he's going to be thinking about grabbing this town center. And then once he gets that town center, it's going to be very, very difficult for Berserker to hold on. As we do see, he's sitting at 3 town centers here and can't really hold supply. Yeah, it's going to be one of those games where if he loses map control, he loses the game, which does appear to be happening now, as we see Mista coming up to that 400 gold at some point. I don't know, he's got so much gold invested into units, and he's auto-queuing mercenary cavalry, and he really doesn't need to be. He can stop that auto-queue and then build this town center and then start it again from the town center. As we do see that Mista really wants to finish this game. I don't think that trying to finish this game at this point is the right decision, but I mean, he's got the map control at the moment, so he can really keep pushing. And if he keeps Berserker off the gold mines, which is almost out, and that one's almost out as well. If he picks off this Migdol stronghold, it's going to be really difficult for Berserker to hold on here. And units just keep on flooding in. I mean, Berserker on the other hand is sitting at only 140 gold with 15 villages on gold. He's got 2 barracks spamming units. He's got that Migdol stronghold, which is almost dead if the Royal does manage to pick that off. And there's just so many units for Mista right now. He's sitting at 134 supply. He's almost about to send villages over that town center. I can guarantee you that he would send villages to that town center when he wants to. And he's just going to continue to push in. He's picking off pharaohs, picking up everything, which is going to make his life easier. And simply just impeccable players. AoLBerserker, GG's out of here. What can I say? Mista he didn't play perfectly, but he definitely played the game to win. Berserker, on the other hand, I think his strategy was strong, but he didn't adapt, I think. He ended up with 10 priests for some reason, which I can understand why he had them in terms of him dealing with chariot archers, but the best option for a heroic Migdol-based army versus a barracks-based army is war elephants, and you have to know that. You have to know, okay, when he gets those out, when he starts pumping those out, I have to have a plan to stop that. Either get a lot of spearmen, or start producing your own elephants. He did neither. He didn't have the food to do either, and as a result, he didn't win. I believe this actually all stems down to him not getting Shadoof. I think that's such a strong technology. He actually made 12 farms, I believe, and he definitely had the favor. So if he had gotten Shadoof, I think he could have used that, won, and then yeah, that's what would have it. Anyways, my name is BoIt. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please rate, comment, subscribe. And if you enjoy this game so much, head over to either the Reddit, the place, www.reddit.com/r/Age of Mythology, or RTS Sanctuary, rts-sanctuary.com, and enjoy Age of Mythology as much as I do. And I will see you guys next time.